Two guys in the dark.
About 6 years ago, when my cousin, we'll call him James, was 15, and I was 7, our parents left us to go to a wedding. They trusted him enough to babysit me for a while, so that they could get to the wedding in time. It was more of the parents' friends, so we didn't really have to come, and it seemed cheaper to just leave us at home. It was sometime in fall, maybe the first week or so of November. He and I were playing games when there was a scratching at the door. It was loud and animal-like. Something or someone wanted to get in. James had gotten up, walked over to the door to look at who it was, only to have the door kicked. It was like something wanted to break down the door. James had started to get nervous, and he looked at me. He was scared, and today I still don't know why. He was completely silent, and he quickly ushered me upstairs. It was only around 7, but it was dark, and he insisted that it was my bedtime. He tucked me into bed and went back downstairs. This was my aunt and uncle's house, and they were hunters. They had a small amount of guns, and I could tell that when James went downstairs again, he went to go grab one of the guns. I started to hear loud shuffling outside in the leaves, and I called for him to come upstairs. He was up next to my bed in less than a second with a gun in his hand. I told him about what I was hearing outside and how I was scared. He looked outside and said that there wasn't anything there. By then the scratching and kicking at the door had stopped, but I was still scared, as if someone was trying to get in and hurt us. James stayed in my room and insisted that we would be okay. I fell asleep, and from what I know, so did he. At around midnight, the shuffling began again. It was in the house this time. I immediately started to cry, and that woke up James really fast. He got up and walked out of the room, stood at the top of the stairs. Seconds later, I heard him shoot something, and a scream. He ran right back into the room, blocked the door with everything that he could find. I was still bawling my eyes out, and barely registering what was going on. James sat on the bed next to me and tried to comfort me, but I was having none of it. I kept wailing at the top of my lungs. A minute or so later, there was scratching at the bedroom door. James grabbed his phone and called the police, with me now trying to push him, so he's in front of me. I wanted to be far away from whatever that was. The scratching continued, and it seems like hours until the police had arrived. The sirens were the thing to scare whatever that thing was away. I really don't remember much of what happened, and James only ever tells it when I'm not around. This is all I've ever really gotten from him. I'm a 16-year-old female, and in my hometown there's a lot of old houses from the 1980s. Mainly there are new houses. I just happened to get a babysitter gig with another girl because their kids were hard to take care of. Now I wasn't very familiar with babysitting, seeing as I only taken care of my cousin from time to time. Anyways, I went to the house after picking up the girl who was helping me with the kids. Let me just say that this house looked like a murder house from the 1800s. But I shook off the feeling and went in, met the parents. Also, the girl and I were working from 4 to 11 p.m. Halloween happened to be the next week, so this just makes it even more crazy. The kids and I got along great, and I could keep their names straight, unlike the other girl. She did nothing but play on her phone. She didn't help with any of the kids. Things were fine until around 9:30 p.m. I had to put down one of the kids, and the girl put down the other one. We had one left, and he was old enough to go to bed on his own. Once all of them went to bed, some shit had happened, and we still can't explain how these things happened. The first thing that happened was, it was the intercom that was in the parents' office and basement. Static and weird moans came from it, and the basement had footsteps running around and moving plastic bags. I heard a grown man's laugh where the kids were at. I bolted up the stairs as fast as I could, as a motherly instinct to protect them. When I got up, they were all fine, and they just had a guard dog to protect them upstairs. But you never know what can happen. Things just got even weirder. Those things kept happening, and the girl that I was with hid in the bathroom and was no help at all. So I got another guard dog since I wasn't downstairs a lot due to the runs to make sure that the kids were safe. Big mistake. That dog was pure evil. It bit me and the girl. The kids as well, which is why it was left outside. But I had to do something to protect the girl, even if I disliked her. I still didn't want anything to happen to her. The parents came home at 11 p.m., and we told them everything. And well, the dad went to the basement and saw the intercom was turned on, and the girl's foot bag, which I saw her throw it away, was down there, which was freaking creepy. I wasn't scared because somehow I was always fearless. But I'm still trying to figure out why the hell those things had happened. I'm looking into seeing if there was anyone that was murdered at that house. We have a lot of haunted places where I live, and I decided to post my story of paranormal activity, which I don't believe, but it was just too weird to just be human. I'm a 17-year-old girl, and I worked overnight with 3 girls, age 11, 8, and 3. The 3-year-old has autism. Well, it all started when I sent them to bed. Nothing abnormal about that, right? Well, it was 11 p.m., and the 8-year-old's light was still on, and their bedtime is at 9. She does not have a door that leads into her room, so I quietly snuck out the room I was staying in to go see what she was doing. She, of course, was on her phone. I asked what she was doing, and she jumped up because I snuck up on her. Well, she said she was just turning it off. Well, I thought that was odd, because she said it so weird, so I asked her for the phone. As I was putting it up, lots of notifications were popping up. They were text messages, so me being the nosy teenager I am, looked to see what the texts were. To my surprise, it was sex talk from multiple ladies in their 20s or 30s. I did not know how to react, so I opened up the phone to see what was going on. That was a mistake. As soon as I opened it, a video of a lady shitting in a man's mouth appeared full volume. Keep in mind that she is 8. I immediately text the mom and apologize for going on the phone, and I also tell her what I find. I continued my investigation, and there were so many messages from ladies asking if they want to see their pussies, or watch them play with them. The search history was a bunch of pooping in mouths, peeing in mouths, and sex. I was shocked she is 8 years old. I don't know where to go from looking at the phone. Should I just quit my job? Should I reprimand her? I'm really not sure at this point, but I'm definitely scarred, and I think it will be for life. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell for notifications on future videos, and become a stalker of the night. And I'll see you next time.